Buddy, I got my book in my hand. It's called Corner Stores in the Middle of the Block. It's my poetry. Check out my book, man. Hit me up on my inbox, man, or at greatpersuader at hotmail.com if you're interested. And my books are selling for $10. So listen, I was talking about like Black History Month, and I was saying like I think Black History Month is a sham, and it's another divide and conquer ploy by the powers that be. And the reason I say it is because you think about it. Black History Month is the shortest month of the year. It's 28 days. And all we do is we talk about Martin Luther King, I Had a Dream, and it shows like how passive Martin Luther King was and about nonviolence. But you think about it. Black History Month never talks about like the revolutionaries. It never talks about Khalid Muhammad. It never talks about Toussaint Overture that defeated the French in Haiti. It never talks about why Haiti is fucked up today, and you know like by the European entities. It never talks about Denmark VCs. It never talks about Osajifo Doctor and Kwame Nkrumah and how they defeated the white man in the Congo. It never talks about none of that shit like that. It never talks about it never talks about the Black Panther movement. It never talks about like the Nation of Islam when it was headed by Elijah Muhammad. You know, it never talks about like positive black people. It always talks about like black people that have achieved success in a white establishment. And that's why I was always talking about the first black man that did this or the first black woman that did this. And it always talks about how white people, how black people, how we achieved success in a white establishment. And how white people had their foot on our necks. And it always makes it seem like slavery that took place in America was all about mean white people. It never talks about like slavery being a maldistribution of wealth. It never talks about how white people achieved, talking about the white establishment, the 1%, the powers that be. It never talks about like all these big, tall, pretty buildings that you see all across America was built off of slave labor. Not in the sense that it was built off of slave labor directly, but it was all about the how America accumulated wealth. It accumulated wealth off of free labor. It never talks about like when it always makes it seem like the immigrants came to America because their country was so bad and they came to America to get land and in the pursuit of happiness. They never said it was about the pursuit of property. And it never talks about why the immigrants came to America. They came to America because there wasn't shit going on in their country. And all they had to do was come to America for free land. They got free labor. They got free schools. They got everything fucking free. Immigrants came to America and got everything free. It wasn't like they came here and they had to work hard because the shit was already built for them. The shit was already here. They make it seem like black people was just sitting around, you know, getting their ass whipped, and all of a sudden we were set free, and now everything and everybody should be treated equal. And it's bullshit. How can you be created equal if white people got all the money and you ain't got shit, and all of a sudden you free? How was that created equal? You know, that's 460 years of plain ignorance. They got everything and you ain't got nothing, and all of a sudden we set free and we equal. And that's why I think Black History Month is bullshit. They always talk about like the Jackie Robinson was the first baseball player that crossed the fucking line, and he was accepted by white people. But black people don't need to play baseball with white people. They was already great before with the Negro Leagues. You look at the sports right now, in every sport we fucking dominate. We don't need to be crossing no fucking line to be accepted by white people and their white establishment. The athletes were already fucking great. Look at Michael Jordan, how high he jumps in the fucking air, and you can look at your watch and wait for him to come down. It's like he got fucking rockets on the bottom of his shoes and shit. And they make it seem like, well, now that we let you play with us now, we're going to accept you, and we're going to call you the first black person that did this or the first black person that did that. It's all bullshit. It's another like, everybody always talks about Willie Lynch. I don't know if Willie Lynch was true, but I do know that the meritorious manumission was true, and the meritorious manumission was all about how a black person could receive his freedom. And one way he could receive his freedom was by saving a white man's life. Another way he could receive his freedom was saving a white man's property. Another way he could receive his freedom was inventing something that a white person could use. It would make his life easier, or he could make a lot of money off of it. And another way he could receive his freedom was to snitch on a black person that was trying to escape. And you look at today, it goes on today, but it goes on in a bigger level, at a higher level. And if you ask me, I think Black History Month is bullshit. And why do we celebrate Black History Month and we don't celebrate Jewish History Month, or we don't celebrate Indian History Month, or we don't celebrate Latino History Month? And it's bullshit because you look at it from a sense that and I'm not saying that I don't appreciate it, but you look at it like this. It lets you know that black people are very special people. And we achieve so much in this country, but yet and still we being held back that we gotta try to please Mr. Charlie and shit like that with Black History Month. And that's why we was talking about the first black man that did this, or the first black woman that went into space, which is all bullshit. Black History Month is bullshit. It's a fucking divide and conquer ploy, and that's what I think it is. That's just my take on it.